Father James McDonagh has been parish priest of Ballymote for the past number of years. He combines his love of traditional music with his faith. The County Sligo native comes from a very musical family from the nearby village of Bunnanadden. And that's where we met up with the popular priest for an evening of music and song featuring his family in the only pub in the village, the Miller's Inn. Father James, we opened there with a selection of jigs.
Tell Her I Am and Brennan's, which will be tunes that will be played locally in this area for years and years. Yeah, so there were the two jigs that we started with.
And of course, this particular area is famous for some great traditional musicians, isn't it? Of course, we've Michael Coleman just down the road here then as well.
Yes, lots of famous musicians from around this area. I say Michael Coleman, Fred Finn, Peter Horn, Seamus Tansey, and I suppose my father as well in that circle of friends. Did I mention Martin Wynne, who just up the road, who would be around the same vintage as my father, and he played with him as well. And I remember him, we're here in Dennis's establishment, Dennis Scanlon's, and my father played with Dennis's father, Charlie Scanlon, and his brother James Henry. I often heard him speak of them as great fiddle players in the past. So the area is rich in Irish traditional music for sure. Yeah.
You mentioned your father there, Sonny, and he was a huge inspiration for you as a young fella. Do you remember the rambling houses in your house growing up?
Not so much. I remember people coming in, all right, and he was part of different groups at times, and they would come maybe to have a rehearsal or prepare for nights out. He played a lot in the pub scene around this area, Gurchin and Ballymote and Tubbercurry and Coolani and all around those areas, and Higgins is in Culfada. And also in Donegan's in Gurchin, he played there for years with Johnny Henry, one of the famous Henry family from Rooski, Ducastle area. So I played with Johnny usually on a Friday night and a Monday night, I think, when we were children. He used to play there, and we used to sometimes accompany him to Donegan's pub. Now, sometimes we spent more time on the swing outside with the children who lived in that pub than we did at the music, but it was a great place to go with Daddy and Mammy came sometimes as well. And also the fact that it was a shop there, so they had other things as well, sweets and crisps and groceries. So it was that was our childhood would be around going to Donegan's with Daddy, playing with Johnny Henry and things like that.
There's a monument dedicated to Father James's late father, Sonny McDonagh, in the village of Bunnanadden. But we're going to have some more music from all your... I'd like you to introduce them, actually, who we have here for the Ramblin' House special. I know your sisters and brothers and cousins and nephews and nieces and all of that. So I'll let you... we will start over here anyway. This is your sister anyway.
In order of importance, I'll start with my sisters. That's Maeve O'Dowd, my sister, and this is Mary Frayne, my sister, and between them is Rachel Frayne, Mary's daughter, my niece. Mm-hmm. She's the youngest of my nieces and nephews. I have 17 nieces and nephews, so Rachel is the baby. And
she's been looked after well.
She is. Yeah. She has four brothers to look after her. So, and some of them are here. Yeah. This is Adrian is her brother, and Owen is her brother, and Keith. They're the Frayne boys, and we have one man in New Zealand, Paul. Mm-hmm. And then this is Joseph O'Dowd, Maeve's son, and this is Ronan McDonagh, Sean's son as well.
Yeah, and you speak New Zealand. One of the lads is going to Australia shortly, isn't it?
Keith is going to Australia next week.
Wow! So we just got him in time. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well done. Okay. All right, we're going to have some more music, and this time we've set it. I think we should dedicate this to your father because it's 100. If he were alive, it would be his 100th birthday. Would it be a nice one to do? So the reels are.
I think we'll do the Shaskeen and the Bag of Spuds, which were tunes that my father played a lot, and so we'll try those two reels.
Lovely. So here we are, Father James McDonagh, family, extended family, and a selection of reels. Well, there we had a lovely selection of reels. Well done, Father James, and your extended family. And you mentioned a man there earlier on there who was significant when it came to music in Sligo.
Yeah, he'll be around the same vintage as my father, Martin Wynne, who would be from this parish as well, just from Everlawn up the road. And he spent most of his life in America, but I remember him coming home at times and coming to visit our home as well, and playing in the house. And he was home for the Fla in Sligo as a guest there for that event. And so it's just to his nephew is here with us, Sean Wynne, and Sean's wife Mary is here also, who happens to be Dennis's sister. I mentioned Dennis and Mary's father earlier, Charlie Scanlon, who played music as well, and his brother James Henry. But I remember Martin Wynne coming to our house on a number of occasions, and actually earlier this year there was a lovely monument also erected to honour his memory and his huge contribution to Irish music.
Now, we're going to have a song, because I believe as well, I'm going to talk to you when we come back, you were quite the sportsman as well. Did I hear you won a minor medal for Sligo?
I won a minor league medal for Sligo back in 1984, luckily enough to be part of that team, all right. Yeah,
we'll chat about that when we come back. We're going to have a song now, and of course we're in the lovely rolling hills of Sligo. This is a beautiful song called Come by the Hills. A big bowl of us. Well, there we have a lovely song there, Come by the Hills. Mary, I suppose, what was it like growing up with this fella here?
It wasn't too bad. We stayed alive anyway between us all.
And would he come and visit you often?
Now he's a great man for the biscuits. He's always a packet of biscuits in the boot or a little cake. And he's good for the strawberry jam and raspberry jam, but he's only an agent, he says. He gets it from another lady, another lovely lady.
Which you won't mention.
No, we won't mention her. She's in secret.
Yeah. And going back to growing up, were you kind of very close family, and did you do a lot of things together?
We did. We did a lot of stuff together.
Yeah. And the love for music.
Yeah, we all played music, so it was a great way to pass the time in the evenings as well, when Daddy was gone, playing music.
What about you, Maeve? What's your memories growing up there?
Well, I suppose we did get on very well together, didn't we? Yeah, and we played music and we played sport, and I suppose we were lucky to grow up in a lovely area, in a lovely locality, and we had good friends and neighbours as well. So we had a nice childhood.
Mm-hmm. And Rachel, I've been a favourite niece of Father James. You're kind of spoiled, are you?
Absolutely. James, in fairness, he's a great man for, as Mammy said, the cakes and the sweets coming into the house. And I have very fond memories of James when we were younger, during the summer, referring back to his minor medal. He used to come in during the summer and we'd all be out in the front garden, and he might go kicking a bit of football, so we'd be having a few kicks, the four of us, the four boys and myself and James in the front garden. So it was always very fond memories of James in the house growing up, absolutely.
Great, yeah. And just speaking about that, Father James, there's a very vibrant, for a small parish, there's a very vibrant GEA scene here, isn't there?
Yeah, all through. Again, I want to, I suppose, acknowledge Sean Wynne is Martin Wynne's nephew, as we said, and Sean would have started off underage football when I was playing under 12, and so we owe him an awful lot. And he had a red Triumph Toledo, and he often put 13 of us into it to go to a match, and so that was great. That kind of started underage football, from what I can remember, and others helped as well. Owen Gormley was a great help as well at underage. But it was wonderful growing up, and the greatest disappointment would be waiting for the lift and the game to be cancelled, and maybe there wasn't mobile phones that time, but you'd be so looking forward to going playing football. And we've had ever since I can remember, there's been great teams and great friendship through the GAA here, and actually, this year is the 25th anniversary when we won the senior championship back in 2000. So I suppose that was a major achievement for us, a small rural club. But we have a fine pitch and dressing rooms and facilities now in the parish, which is greatly appreciated and greatly used by lots of different people, by young boys and girls. The girls are playing as well now, and the adult teams as well. So.
All right, we're going to have some more music now, and this time something unusual in traditional music. I've only actually come across it once or twice, and people playing traditional music and then bringing in the saxophone into it then as well, which is wonderful. I think I've seen another great family here, Colin O'Donnell,
yes,
his brothers and
that's right.
Another great traditional music family from County Sligo,
yes.
And I've seen them introducing the sax into traditional music.
Yeah.
Seamus,
he did excellent.
Wonderful, yeah.
And I think he may be responsible for helping my nephew Keith to get involved in the saxophone. Seamus was influential in that regard.
Great, well, lovely. We'll have a bit of music there with a bit of sax playing. Well, it's almost time for us to leave you. We hope you enjoyed part one of our two-part special programme, Rambling House, coming you from the Miller's Inn in Bunnanadden in County Sligo, the home of South Sligo-style traditional music. Great wealth of music in this part of the world. As I said, we'll be back with you next week for part two. We'll be chatting to Father James and more of his family, and indeed the proprietors of the Miller's Inn, who have a great association with Father James and his family as well. And that's Dennis and Betty Scanlon. So we look forward to your company for that. But we're going to leave you now with some great selection of reels from Father James, his sisters, and indeed his nephews and nieces, and everybody here. So until next week at the same time, Slán go fóill. Paul Jerova here. You're welcome indeed to another edition of the programme. Well, last week we brought you part one of a two-part special programme of a rambling house from Sligo, from the Miller's Inn in Bunnanadden in County Sligo, an area that's very rich in traditional music, and of course you have that South Sligo style of music. And we're here in, as I said, the Miller's Inn. Our hosts are, of course, Dennis and Betty Scanlon. And we're here in the company of Father James McDonagh. Now, Father James is not just your ordinary parish priest. He's one of the best known traditional musicians in the country. And not only that, but his extended family are also renowned musicians. So we're delighted that they're all here with us. So we're going to have another evening of music and singing. So sit back, relax and enjoy. We're going to start the programme now with a lovely selection of reels. So a big boulabus. Well, we hope you enjoyed that selection of reels from some very fine musicians here in County Sligo in Bunnanadden. Father James, I will go back to you first of all, and we're just doing a kind of an overall of your career. As you mentioned last week, we spoke about your young days and growing up and your family, and we just want to continue that now because you got your first job. You actually started working with your father as a mechanic.
Yeah, Daddy was a mechanic, and then he opened a workshop at home, and when I was going to school, and so I used to work there with him in the evening times and over the summer holidays. And then when I finished school, I spent a year with him full time in working in the garage there. He was fixing tractors and cars and things like that. And
did you enjoy that kind of work?
I did, yeah. I liked it a lot. It was great, meeting lots of people. I suppose he was quite busy, and I loved it actually. I loved that work. Yeah, and
then you left the area and you went off to the Big Smoke in Dublin there, and you got what every parent loves is for their son or daughter a civil service job. You got a job in the Board of Works.
Yeah, my mother was really delighted about that, more so than I was. She described it as a permanent pensionable job and that I should go for it rather than working in the garage. And so I kind of reluctantly agreed with her, and I went to work in the Board of Works in Stephen's Green in Dublin there, and that was good. I managed to come home every weekend except when the All Ireland was on.
We'll chat later again. Now, you're joined by three of your nephews here, and what I love about them, all three are playing the concert flute with yourself.
Yes.
And there's one particular flute here. This is a very special one here, isn't it?
That's right. This flute here, it's a Rudlin Rose that Sonny played for the majority of his later years. He had a number of flutes throughout his life, but this was the one that he was seen playing most, I suppose, in later in his life.
And what was special about this particular flute?
Special about this one, I suppose, it comes from a renowned maker in the UK. It'd be from the 1800s. Rudlin Rose made it. So I suppose that would be the thing about it. It's a fantastic flute in fairness. Now, it's not in the best repair, but it's still playable. It has a number of cracks now. I suppose it didn't seem the best of mind in it over its years. It was dunked in water barrels and things like that to get it playing before it was brought out to a session over the years. But back when Sonny had it, but we got it fixed up a few years ago, and it's in playing condition again. So.
And how do you feel about playing now?
It's fantastic. Yeah, no, it's an honour to play it. It's actually years since I played it. I know James has it at home in his house, but I remember when it was first repaired. Anytime James would call into the house when we were younger, we'd be 12 or 13 years of age, and he'd bring it with him. It was like Santa came.
Obviously, you must enjoy, Father James, playing with your nephews. Must give you a great feeling, especially when they're into the traditional music.
I love playing with them. Yeah, it's amazing that they have such an interest, and they have had that from a very young age. Most of these boys are around the one age actually, and they were in primary school together. And teachers used to tell me and different people that if it was raining and they couldn't go outside or things like that, the boys would be playing all through lunchtime when they were only very young children. So I was delighted to hear that, and then they have consistently kept up that interest right through their teenage years and now into adulthood, and I'm delighted about that, and so are their parents, and I'm sure Daddy would be thrilled to think that they have such an interest, and they're quite accomplished at it. So it's lovely, yeah.
So what are you going to perform for us now? What are you going to play for us?
We're going to play 3 jigs. The 2 first jigs were jigs that Daddy played all the time, and he played the third one as well. But so we'll play those 3 jigs. I think Ramblin' Pitchfork, Morrison's, and The Boys of the Town, I think is the names of them.
So here we go, Big Bullabus. Well, now we're continuing to talk to Father James, and he's basically his life story. The mid-80s, then, you took a total career change. What was it that made you want to go into a seminary and consider becoming a priest?
It's kind of a long enough journey, I suppose. I went to Lourdes with my mother and my sister, and in 87, I think it was, and helped out there with invalids. And when I came home from there, my parish priest at the time said that the bishop of our diocese had, I suppose, expressed an interest, or had I ever considered the priesthood.
Ordained in 1994.
1994. I went to Maynooth in 1988 to study, and I was ordained here in the parish in 1994.
Yeah. Must have been a spectacular day. Sean, you took up the mantle from your father, Sonny, because you became a mechanic. He was a mechanic, and you took up the role where Father James didn't continue it.
Well, I took it up all right, but James still helps out, you know.
Does he?
He's not afraid to get his hands dirty.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
my father was a brilliant mechanic. So, we learned from him all the way along.
And you're keeping that tradition going as well.
Well, I'm trying.
I'd say you're pretty good mechanic, I would say, Father James.
An excellent mechanic, yeah. A bit of an engineer as well. So
there you are. But you don't sing and play.
No, I'm the black sheep.
I wouldn't say that. Anyway, look, thanks very much, Sean, for joining us on the programme. All right, we're going to have a song now, and then we're going to be talking to the proprietors of the Miller's Inn after that.
Choose the road.
And what a lovely rendition of a beautiful Irish ballad, Red is the Rose. Now, Father James, we've met most of your family. Your final sister here, of course, Catherine, she seems to be the quiet one of the family.
Yeah, didn't always get a word in edgeways, I suppose, as I say. But no, she can hold her own as well, though. In fairness, she can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't play music or anything like that, but you enjoy the music session, and you're a great supporter of Father James when he's playing.
Yes, I used to play, but then different things came up. Yeah, very, very proud of James. Yeah.
And you're a very close-knit family.
Very, very close. Always in all functions and different things, and get together on family occasions, and yeah.
And listen, lovely to have you on the show, Catherine, and I hope you enjoyed the programme.
Very well. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Now, before we finish up, of course, there's one particular lady I want to pay tribute to, because without her, and I know she's a close friend of Father James McDonagh here, and that's Sharon Murphy there. So you might give her a big round of applause there, Sharon. Great supporter of Father James. Yeah, made it all possible, this programme. Yeah. So we're joined now by the proprietor and proprietress of the Miller's Inn. You've had, this Dennis and Betty. Dennis, you've had, first of all, the pub. It's third generation, isn't it?
Third generation, yes. My grandfather actually married into the place. And it was owned by a woman called, her surname was Martin. My father took it on then, and then back in 1984, he said, "I have enough of this pub now, so you better take it over." So I always worked. I worked in it anyhow. When I was younger, I actually filled my first pint when I was 12 years of age. So I'm actually 55 years filling pints. I don't open during the day, so I open evening time, and then I have Wednesday off. Completely, so that's brilliant. Like, and then I open at 4 on a Sunday. So, you know, it's I'm kind of sort of semi-retired, but I'm not. If you know what I mean.
How about you, Betty?
Oh, I'm fully retired. I'm gone. Yeah. No, I enjoyed my time here, and I got to know the whole community, young and old. And I can say that the young people of nowadays are wonderful. They're very polite, and they appreciate us staying on and keeping the doors open for the community. So happy enough.
Yeah, and I suppose it's lovely now to see that you remember the old days of Father James's father Sonny and his friends playing here, and having Father James and all his family playing here. History coming around again, and tradition coming around again, and then playing here today.
It was lovely. It was lovely that we had this occasion. This is really, really good, and this is going to. You'll be televising this now later on, and we'll be able to look back on it, and we'll be able to have it for forever, which is fantastic. And I thank you very much, Henry, for coming today to stage this great occasion.
Yeah, and we're delighted to be here, and you've been wonderful hosts as well. And to Father James, and indeed all his family, his immediate family, and his nephews and nieces, made us so welcome as well. And what a legacy, and what great music, and what a great legacy for your father. Particularly, and he'd be very proud of you and all your family with the music that was featured today on the programme. And remember him, the great man, and particularly on his 100th birthday. And I think we deserve a big round of applause for that. So, before we finish, there's just one or two other things I want to mention here. You've settled in as parish priest, of course, in Ballymote now for some time, but you're still very involved in the music, and you run a number of concerts every year. I know you just had one there in Gertrude, the Michael Coleman Centre, sellout concerts, so still hugely popular.
Yeah, the Coleman Centre is a beautiful venue, so we've been lucky enough to be able to play there once or twice a year for the last number of years, and we'd have some friends and other musicians that would come and join us as a family.